Stay with me, little bitch, yeah, you know that I'm your man. You be capping like a snitch, no thoughts, one step. 2 hoes, 10 toes, new guac, new bands, new whip, new chips, new kicks, Chucky check, every bag.
And here we are, the 1994 Honda Civic EG Coupe with the manual transmission. It's here, it's home, and it's ready to be worked on. It does have a room as soon as I pulled up home, which is just because the car hasn't been driven in over 10 years. So I took off the fast idle from under the intake manifold, this one right here, and I took that cap off and I screwed in that little thing, and it basically stopped the fast idle going up and down. That's the only problem it is. If you guys actually have that problem, it's very easy. I'm going to be posting a video about it here pretty soon. Anywho, this is the car. Overall, it's in actually really great shape. The paint's not that amazing, but I'm not too worried about that. It has 18-inch wheels. I cannot believe they were actually able to fit these 18s on here. I mean, I've seen it done before, but I didn't think, especially on an EG, not let alone, not an EK, not an EM2, an EG Coupe. Like, why? They don't even rub. That's the crazy part. It's not on suspension or anything yet, but they don't even rub. That's insane to me. And it's a Honda of Canada model. And this also happens to be a DX model with factory AC, but no power steering. And it's not like someone just took the power steering out. This has a manual rack down there. Really funny combo, but I mean, it is what it is. So, anywho, the oil looks like this. So, we're going to do an oil change. Normally what I'd like to do is let the car run a little bit. Not too long though. Maybe a good 2.5, 3 minutes, because it warms up the oil and it flows a lot better. In this case, we're just going to lift it up and do it like this. I'm doing this because I want this motor to last. If the motor blows up, sure, that's fine. I have a built Z6 ready to drop into it. Go to our trusty toolbox over here. Grab the OEM Honda filter, because I got like 30 of these sitting. Set that up there. I'm gonna go grab the oil. And the other thing I've noticed in the 200 miles that I've driven this car already, it hasn't burned a drop of oil. I've checked it every single time I've started from a cold start, and it's always been at the exact same level. Reason being, maintenance. You do your maintenance on these cars and they will last forever. Sure, you'll have the occasional timing belt here and there, but they're really amazing cars. The engineering was so simple when they made them. There's not much that can go wrong besides the normal maintenance wear and tear. And if you blow an engine, hell, it's $200 at the junkyard. Go get you a new block. You even use your old head. It's probably 2.5, 3 hours to fix it if everything's stock and you don't really know what you're doing. It's not that bad. I got my Kirkland brand oil here. I got it for Christmas, don't judge me. It's just a B7. Got my Honda filter. I'm gonna jack her, drain the oil, pull off the filter. And actually what I'd like to do is open this cap up because it lets the oil drain a lot better. You can see the head's not even that bad of shape. It looks like it had its oil changes properly on time, and that's probably why it doesn't burn any oil. Be careful not to dent in your floor. I just go right on the weld point because you will not dent in the floor on the weld point of your car. Honestly, I don't even really need to lift the other side of the car because it's high enough and I can actually scoot under there. I might have a problem getting the oil filter off. I might have to raise it up more. Let's see. So of course, make sure you have something to actually catch your oil before you drain the oil, or you're going to have a bad day cleaning your garage or mom and dad's porch. Don't forget, before you go into that car, put a jack stand there. We can replace the car, but we can't replace you. Right on the jack point. Now for Honda Civics, there's always one bolt you need to remove to get the oil out. It's a 17mm and it's on the back of the oil pan. Sweet. In my case, it's very cold outside and I do have proper material to wear and it's not going to actually get me cold under the car. But on the off chance, say you're on snow, rock, gravel, and you don't want that annoying, hurting your back with the gravel. The ground's uneven, this and that, you get tired, blah, blah, blah. Take some cardboard, cut the box out, flatten it down, and now you got yourself a nice laying pad, and it works pretty great. And it gives you a little bit more warmth than just laying on concrete floor if you have that. Dun, dun, with the drunken sailor, dun, 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 with the drunken sailor, dun, 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 dun. Now we're going to take our 17 and hop under the car. Don't forget, slide your oil pan in there while you're there.
Right now, it's freezing and cold outside, snowing. Oh man. Well, we're going to take one of these to cool down a little bit. But it's snowing, doing that, not recommending. That's too bad. When you're down here, find the bolt for the oil pan right there. You see it right there. I do recommend putting the pan back a little farther than what the bolt actually is, because when it comes out, it's going to come out that way, and you could potentially spill. So put it back a little bit farther than you need to. I recommend leaving the edge right about where the bolt's at, because when it does drain, it'll start draining straight down. It really wasn't that hard to break loose, but like they say, a good mechanic never gets his hands oily, so... Oh, I lied. I got a dot of oil on me.
And then when that's filled up, we're gonna go ahead and take the oil filter off. I'm gonna leave the pan in the exact same spot. Luckily on the Civics, if you leave it in the same spot, taking off the oil filter, the oil will drain from that spot straight into the pan. So that's really nice.
And don't forget, take your cap off because it'll flow better too. And you won't be sitting there waiting for your oil to come out forever. While that's draining, look at that fresh OEM Honda filter. Ain't nothing like OEM. Genuine VTEC rice baby. All right, so we're having a minor problem with the oil filter, and the problem is I actually can't get it off. It is so tight, and I tried. I barely moved it with my hand. But what we got here, it's an oil filter wrench. Basically, it clamps down on an oil filter and you turn it. If you don't have one of these, what else you can do is you can actually get a flathead and a hammer and hit the flathead into the oil filter, and you can actually twist it that way. It'll just puncture right through, and it works. Well, my buddy Nate stopped by, and this is a cord that I sold him a while ago. And there he goes. Anywho, so it took a little longer than expected. I got the new oil filter on, Honda OEM, filled it up with some oil. She's nice and full, 3.5 to 4 quarts. If she burns a little bit, put a little extra in there, might as well. This one, I don't think it does burn any, so I just put 3.5. Anywho, she's ready to go, she's running, and I'm gonna go take her for a ride. Anyways, thanks for watching that Honda channel. More to come.